You're listening to the Marketing Funnel Show, episode number 63. Today, we are talking about something that can be a little awkward. What the heck do you do with people who go through your marketing funnel but don't buy? Well, let's dive in because there's a huge opportunity with these folks when you do it right. Welcome to the Marketing Funnel Show. I'm your host, Michelle Evans, and this is the podcast for coaches, experts, and online business owners to learn how to go from simply surviving to sold out using the power of marketing funnels. All right, let's jump into today's show. Hey there, I want to start off today giving a shout out to some listeners who've sent me emails and social media messages over the past few weeks. So I want to say thank you to Michael, Jericho, Delana, Christina, Steven, Jessica, and more. Even a couple of my students, Chrissy and Shelly. You guys, I love it when you send me feedback. Sometimes podcasting can feel a little like talking to myself in my office. So when you take a minute to send me a question, send me a shout out, send me feedback, I gotta say I truly, truly appreciate it. It makes me feel like I'm not just talking to myself. In fact, one of my clients, Amy, even sent me a fabulous message to let me know that episode number 61 inspired her to almost immediate action. That episode was all about using surveys to discover what your clients truly want. She put a survey together that day and told me she woke up the next day to more than 30 responses. That is so cool. So Amy, congrats on taking action right away. I literally did a happy dance when you told me that. And for the rest of you, I love to hear about what you do with this podcast as well. Because here's the truth about this podcast and anything else that any of us learns, right? What we learn, what we take away, what we glean from listening, it only works if we actually take action. And I know that goes for me too. You know, I have podcasts that I love to listen to, and sometimes I'm great about taking action, and sometimes I'm like, that's a great idea. I should do that. And then I don't do anything. But thankfully, with podcasts, we can always go back and listen, right? Okay, let's move on to today's topic. What happens when someone gets to the end of your marketing funnel? All right, let's be real. If you're like most people in the online space, you do one of two things. One, you send them one last buy now kind of email to boost urgency. Or two, you kind of go radio silent and maybe you just kind of slip them into your normal email list. So if you do one of those things, you're pretty normal. I'd say 90% or more of online business owners do one of those things. And it may seem like a good idea to just let those people kind of cool down, like take a step back. We're going to take a break from each other after going through your marketing funnel. And I've heard all the reasons, all the excuses, and all the yeah, but Michelle out there from clients and students. And here's the deal. It really comes down to this. If you see your marketing funnel as only a sales vehicle, it totally makes sense to do that. Although at that point, I'd just call it a sales funnel instead of a marketing funnel. Because a marketing funnel is much more holistic than just jamming sales down people's throats. And in this instance, you may feel like you gave them everything you could to make a sale, yet the person said no. So maybe you don't want to bug them. I understand the logic. I've heard all the reasons why people do this. But what if you could be a little different? What if you could be a little more ready to serve instead of just sell? What if someone got on the other end of your marketing funnel and felt like what you had to offer was interesting, but for whatever reason, right now just wasn't the right time? Or what if they just needed a little more from you? Like maybe an example. Or maybe they needed a webinar to go a little more in depth. Maybe they wanted to hear more client testimonials. Or maybe even just one client testimonial. And maybe they just want you to ask what they'd like. So here's the deal. You can absolutely view your marketing funnel as a one and done engagement, meaning basically you attracted new people, They go through your marketing funnel. You give them the best content and experience you can. They buy or they don't buy, right? They get to that decision fork in the road. For those who buy, you engage further, right? For those who don't buy, you're done. That's kind of how it works for a lot of people. But today, I want to encourage you to think a little bigger, to think a little more long-term, to think a bit more about the person behind the email address. So instead of going from hot and heavy and selling your stuff, what if you could open the door to a more personalized conversation? And I'm not saying you have to get on the phone with them, but just, ask some questions. Instead of going from your marketing funnel that's all about buy now, buy now, buy now, what if you ask just a simple, quick question? Look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with selling in your marketing funnel. In fact, I highly, highly encourage it because some people are ready to buy right now. They just need to know what it is you're selling. But the truth is that only a small percentage of your audience will buy at any one time. And that's true even of the top marketers out there, the most impressive businesses. I mean, think like Oprah and Deepak Chopra, right? Not everybody who goes through their free meditation challenges that they do all the time buys the meditation package, even though it's only like, I don't know, $20-$30. The reason people don't buy may or may not have anything to do with you, may or may not have anything to do with the quality of your marketing or your offer or even your price. I mean, how many times have you been into a marketing funnel offer, but then something totally crazy and unexpected happens in your life? I know I've had family members get sick while I was going through somebody's marketing funnel. I've had a car accident. I've had vacations. I've had, crazy things happen. Like suddenly my website's not working or just like random stuff that just takes you out of that mode. And you're like, yeah, that's great, but I don't have time to pay attention right now, right? Your audience does that too. I'm sure you do too. There's many things that can come up that, just can take me and take our audiences out of our marketing funnel. And it's not that I wasn't interested. It's not that you're not interested. It's not that the people in your audience aren't interested. It's just that something more pressing came up. And what a waste if the person marketing to me saw me as like used and no good or not interested or whatever to their business because I didn't buy right then at that time. And the same goes for you. Like I would never treat anybody in my audience that way because I know not everybody's ready to make a marketing funnel right now. Some people need to, think about it or get comfortable with it or get through some personal or business thing first, right? So what can you do to keep the doors open to future possibilities? Well, there's actually a lot of things that you can do, but I'm just going to give you 2 idea starters today. So the first one is inviting really, really, really specific feedback. So when somebody goes through my marketing funnel to buy Build Your Funnel Bootcamp, which is my course, at the end, I send an email with a subject line. The subject line is, "This is awkward." So this is going to people who did not buy. If they bought, they're in a whole different engagement sequence for Build Your Funnel Bootcamp. But if they get to the end, they haven't bought Build Your Funnel Bootcamp, I send them this email and the title is "This is awkward." It gets great response and it really helps me understand why people didn't buy my course. So here's what the email says. "Hey, first name. Yes, it's me again. And this could get a little bit awkward, but I hope not. I noticed that you didn't decide to join Build Your Funnel Bootcamp course. I'm a naturally curious person, so I'm hoping you can tell me why. I promise it's not going to put you in an awkward position. It's purely so I can better serve you going forward." And then I say, just click the link. So did I not do a good job of explaining something? Did I miss something important for you with this offer? Was it just a bad fit for you right now? Or do you think I'm just way too crazy? I'd love to know with just one click what the reason was you didn't jump in. Simply click the link below that best describes you or your situation. And then there's 4 options. I don't have a list, so I don't feel ready is option 1. Option 2 is even with the payment plan, the price point was too high for me right now. Option 3 is I don't have enough time to implement with the other work or courses that I'm doing. And number 4 is something else. And I say, feel free to also hit reply and let me know exactly what. This quick survey will help me create better offers and content that will serve you better in the future. So I truly appreciate you taking the time to answer. Thanks so much, Michelle. P.S. Don't hesitate to hit reply if you want to share more about why you didn't choose this course. I gotta tell you, by inviting feedback, I'm letting people know that the door is open. I'm not done with them. I'm not done with the conversation. I'm not gonna push Build Your Funnel Bootcamp anymore on them. But I want them to know it's here and it will be. And I hope that they aren't done with the conversation either. And I have to tell you, I've gotten so much good feedback from this email. Things that I never would have thought about and insights into my audience that I could not have gotten any other way. And, a lot of times people think, oh, my course is priced too high, or I need more bonuses or whatever. I haven't found that to be the case at all. In fact, the most common thing that people say is, I just feel like I'm too busy right now to give it my full attention. And, that's not something that I can, that I can offset with a better price or whatever. But it does help me keep the door open. And I get so many people who respond back to me. They're like, hey, thanks so much for asking. Here's what's going on for me. And it just opens a door. Not that I'm going to just sell, but I'll just say, hey, thanks for letting me know. This just helps me understand where you're at, what's going on, and let me know if anything comes up in the future. And I have had people who've come back 3 months, 6 months later and bought the course. The course hasn't been around for that long. But I've had people who went through my webinar, went through my entire marketing funnel, got to the end, and I asked them these questions. We kept the dialogue open. I kept nurturing them through my weekly podcast. And, 3, 6, 7 months later, they come back and they're like, now I'm ready. Now is the time. And that's why it's so important. But you might be thinking, okay, Michelle, but I'm not selling a course. So what if you're not actually selling something, but instead you're trying to get people within your funnel to take an action, like sign up for a phone call with you, come to a webinar with you, or go to an event with you? Well, that takes us to idea starter number 2 for today. So number 2 is the people like us plus a more in-depth survey. So in idea starter number 1, I'm asking for a very specific piece of feedback. In idea starter number 2, we're building affinity with people like us, and I'm going a little bit deeper with a survey. Now, my survey, I think, is only 6 or 7 questions. So it's not like it's a super in-depth survey, but it definitely goes further than just tell me why you didn't buy. So in my funnels that don't directly sell something, where I'm either sending people to a webinar or inviting them to get on the phone with me, I do 2 things. First, I do an email to dive deeper into what my audience is looking for. So they only get this if they didn't sign up for a call or if they, didn't sign up for the webinar or whatever. So I've set up a super simple survey in Google Forms, free, where I ask, you could also use SurveyMonkey if you wanted or something else, where I ask people who decided not to join my webinar to hop on over and let me know what they were looking for. So the subject line on this one is just really simple, quick question. Hey there, first name. As you know, I help coaches, experts, and online business owners go from simply surviving to sold out using the power of marketing funnels automatically. And I'd love to hear what you struggle with as it relates to marketing and growing your business. This will help me identify resources I can send to you that will improve your marketing, your message, and how you attract clients in your business. So click here to answer a few quick questions so I can get you the right resources to grow your business. You never know, your specific feedback or question may end up becoming an episode of the Marketing Funnel Show. That's actually true. I actually go through and I look at these survey responses maybe every 3 or 4 weeks, and it does help give me ideas for the Marketing Funnel Show. And then the email continues. If you know someone who could use help with attracting more clients into their business, send them an invitation to the Marketing Funnel Quiz so they can discover the right marketing funnel for their own business. Simply share this link with your friends on social media or with anyone you know who could use it. I'd love to serve them as well, and then I give them the link. Here's to attracting more clients than you can handle with the power of automated marketing funnels. Even if the thought of selling makes you want to binge eat chocolate in your yoga pants, even if you're thinking that marketing funnels are too complicated or too techy, even if you're not sure what the heck a marketing funnel actually is, once you discover the power of marketing funnels, you'll wonder why you ever wasted time on all those confusing, costly, and completely disappointing marketing approaches. Talk soon. So that's more like people like us, right? People like us who want to have a system in place to bring more clients in the door, right? And then I follow up with this email to invite people to listen to my podcast. So the subject line is, have you heard? And so in the previous email, my goal is really to get them to answer my survey and then to share out my marketing funnel quiz with people. In this one, it's transitioning into more of a nurturing, right? I want to get them to listen to my weekly podcast where I tackle a lot of things that are probably on their mind. So the subject line, have you heard? And then, you know what, first name, every week I share something that took me years to master and another few years to muster up the courage to share, because it's gold, pure solid gold. It's an entirely new way of building your online business, and honestly, it'll 10x your results in half the time. Most people, when they talk about marketing funnels, only state the obvious, the technical bones of the funnel, but they barely scratch the surface and then whine and complain when they don't get results. Good thing is, they leave all the exciting possibilities for people like us who search for truth and insights. I have packaged all this goodness into my weekly podcast that you can access for free. Yes, that's right, it's free. Want your hands on the Marketing Funnel Show? It's so easy. Go here, and then I have a link to themarketingfunnelshow.com. Or pick your favorite pod platform. I'm on them all, and then I have links to all the pod platforms. So there you go. I'd love to invite you right now, today, to do a little brainstorm. Set your timer for 10 minutes and brainstorm how you could keep the door open for people who go through your marketing funnel in your audience. Does it involve a survey? Do you have some weekly content for them to consume? Do you want to open the door by having them jump into a free Facebook group that you run, maybe watching videos that you do, or something else entirely? Let me know what comes up for you. I'd love for you to tell me. Hit me up on social media or just email me. I'm Michelle at michellelevans.com. I would love to hear from you. I love it when you take time to let me know what's valuable so that we can continue to have this conversation and really give you the insights and the resources you need to be really successful in your business and to feel supported. It's really helpful, and it gets you on the road to the marketing insights you want to grow your business when we work together, right? When you let me know, hey, Michelle, this is what I tried. This is what came up for me. Here's what else I have as in terms of questions or whatever. So as you were listening to this podcast today, did you think of someone who's frustrated and trying to figure out how to engage their audience more, how to go from just selling emails to having more of a two-way conversation? If so, would you do both of us a favor and share this episode with them? It's so easy to do from whatever podcatcher you're listening to, or you can just share the URL for today's show, which is themarketingfunnelshow.com/63, and your friend can listen there. All right, I want you to have an amazing week, and I'll see you back here next week, same time, same place, for another great episode of The Marketing Funnel Show. See you then.